Long before the sun rises, this garage comes to life. The oven clicks on, flour flies, and one baker gets to work.
Bakers, they all share a certain spirit. They're very nurturing people. They're very patient people because they know bread is not always so predictable. Really, baking is kind of a mystery. I mean, you can be really good at what you do, but I don't think anyone says that they're fully in control of their process. You know, we want to just nurture the bread along, and hopefully we get to where we want to be in the end. But the whole thing is we're just hoping it works out. It's just a daily science experiment.
As the baker behind Tucson's Barrio Bread, Don Guerra does a lot of experimenting. It's 4 a.m. and he'll make almost 200 loaves of bread by midday. As he bakes the breads he shaped the night before, he's also mixing new dough, measuring and shaping the next batch, and putting his mark on every last piece.
That's the baker's signature on the bread, and scoring it properly with a razor. And then that function is to get the bread to expand. I kind of know ahead of time the loaf I want to produce, so just like an artist will gather the paints and blend them, I do the same thing with my flours. The minute I mix these inert ingredients, flour, water, salt, with a form of leaven, in this case the levain, the wild yeast, it becomes alive. So I get these ingredients to dance.
Guerra mixes art and science in his approach to making bread. He starts by building a habitat for yeast and bacteria called a starter.
Basically, it's just a flour-water mixture, just taking flour and water, mixing it together, and within 48 hours you can see life. Wild yeast and bacteria jump in that flour-water mixture, take up residence, and then they start a fermentation cycle. Through fermentation, through the wild yeast consuming the starches that are in the flour, they have byproducts, and those are carbon dioxide and alcohol.
The carbon dioxide helps the bread rise, and the yeast and bacteria give it flavor. It's a process Guerra has been studying for 25 years.
Well, it started when I moved to Flagstaff. I was 20 years old. I moved up there after leaving Tucson and just to try something new. I think it was my second day in Flagstaff, I met someone and they asked me if I needed a job. And I said, absolutely, I just got in town, I would love that. And he was a baker in a bakery, small little bread bakery. And he asked me if I wanted to work the night crew. I went in, I volunteered one night and just fell in love with it.
Guerra quickly worked his way up to running his own bakeries, but quit when his workload began to take a toll on him and his family. He reinvented himself as a teacher and taught physical education in the Tucson Unified School District for almost a decade before the bread pulled him back.
I just knew I needed to get back to it. And once I did, it just felt like home. I always feel that if there's that passion, if there's that drive, if there's excitement, enthusiasm, and you make a leap of faith and you take a calculated risk, that things will work out.
That leap of faith turned Guerra into what he calls a community-supported baker. He doesn't sell through restaurants or stores. People order his bread online and pick it up in person, or they simply walk up and say hello.
You got it. I want to have that personal touch with my business. I want to know them. I want to know who's eating my bread. And I want them to see me as more than just someone in the bakery making a product.
Guerra also wants to connect people, from the local farmers who supply him with wheat to bread bakers and enthusiasts all over the world.
With social media nowadays, I can connect with so many people around the world. There's other people out there as crazy as I am doing their thing, baking their bread.
All right, Jack, which kind of bread would you like today?
So this one right in front. You want to do it? All right.
Okay.
So I want everyone to enjoy good bread. I want everyone to participate in the whole process and to come together to celebrate. It's very rewarding for me when I can create community through bread. It's taken people from fragmented communities to really wanting to become part of a tribe and to belong and support something that's bigger than just one person. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, have a good week.
Okay, you too.
By sunset on most days, every loaf is gone, and Guerra begins his cycle anew.
I do love to try to get better and better and better with these little increments every single day. And that's a challenge for me. And that's where the beauty lies, though. Is just having these successes, little successes to every day and trying to improve your process. I want to look at it and see that all of the work I've invested from 24 hours previous has paid off in that final loaf. So it's really that dun 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 moment where I get to put it in the oven and it comes out. Some baguettes here, and you get to see your work. You get to see what you put into it, and hopefully that's a lot of love, a lot of care, and a lot of skill.